for them. And so I met with Tommy Bahamas.
Yeah.
And one of the managers at Tommy Bahamas was good friend with Naomi, who was over the say yes person.
Right.
So,
what's your title?
So yeah, what's your title? Just say yes, right? And so we cast the vision. I said, listen.
Yeah.
I want to give away 150 brand new pair of shoes to special needs kids.
Yeah.
We want to touch the lives of the special needs kids, but the thing is, what's going to make it special is it's Super Bowl, and we're going to have players do it, not just us.
Right.
We're talking NFL players are going to come out here and wash the feet of these kids. And then lights went off. And like, oh, wait, okay, hold on. This sounds like this could be a really cool event.
Yeah.
And so we started building from there. We set the date, got with KSBJ, Engine Radio.
Sure.
They came out, and then the community got involved. My bank, Benchmark Bank, shout out to Benchmark Bank. They helped me get it going. Microsoft got involved.
You guys had another event at Hughes Landing over there.
Yeah, we did. Over on another property. Howard Hughes owns that one.
Right. Yeah.
And so we ended up doing one of the biggest foot washing events in the Woodlands right there at Market Street, and it was absolutely amazing for the Super Bowl.
But that's how it starts, when you do that, reach out, make that initial contact, and start having somebody else envision your vision.
Right.
See, but you guys, everything you do is huge.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are thrown off by that, the grandiosity of it. But because you start throwing in NFL players, they're thinking now we're not talking just a few hundred people showing up. We're talking
Maybe
1,000 plus.
1,000 plus. Yeah.
And then you got to talk about insurance, liability, parking, all security, everything.
And it's never been done before.
I know.
So every event I've done, there's no blueprint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No one has ever done it. So to trust something that you don't have a map for, is like, wait, you want to do what? That's how Howard Hughes was when they were saying we wanted to do the pageant, Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah.
The first year they was like, I don't know. And if you notice, Howard Hughes, that property right there at Hughes Landing, name an event that they've done there.
I don't know.
Right.
They don't.
I know. Rock the Row.
Concerts.
That's it. Rock the Row is it. That's
Really?
the only thing they've done there. So for them to open up their hearts and open up their property for us to bring our special needs kids to Del Frisco's, to Foco the Child, to you know what I'm saying, True Lux, you know what I mean, on where people gonna see what's going on. They was just like, no, this is really cool what you're talking about doing, and then I had to get the businesses involved first before they gave us the final okay. And so we went to businesses and asked them, would they be okay if we brought our special needs community to the properties and have a pageant here? And all of them was like, oh, dude, we can't say no to that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
all those families are going to eat. All those families are going to spend money.
Spend money, yes. And so it was beautiful. This is our third year doing it.
You know what you did? You set, what's the word? A precedence. Whatever that word is for, I can't speak.
Plantation.
There you go. Where whenever you go to a bigger one, let's say you're looking at a stadium or something, this is what we did here, this is what we did here. We'd like to duplicate that here.
Yeah.
And now you have, well, you said it's never been done before. Now you've done it.
Now we've done it,
So, names like Andre Johnson, all the NFL player you're going to go with. You actually hit on an airplane with Andre
tomorrow morning. Yeah, his mom. So me and his mom does a lot of projects together. She's huge in philanthropy and giving back, and we do a lot of back to school events and things like that. And so Miami is a market that we've never touched. Samaritan's Feet is all over, but we've never touched the Miami market. And we're like, wow, West Coast too. So we like to get out in the West Coast. So if you know anybody in the West Coast area, okay, we would love to, extend.
The people in Mississippi where she's from don't have shoes yet.
Right. Well, we got. Well, Ellis is from Mississippi, so you'll get a chance to meet him. Ellis Wims, the guy I was talking about.
See, now Travis would help you out. Is if you get Lonnie Johnson from the Texans over there from Kentucky, Travis will help you out.
Kentucky. Hey, we're going to Kentucky too. Don't get me talking about Kentucky because Coach Calipari.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're big name, right? Yeah, Haiti. Okay, so you see, he knows. Coach Calipari takes his team every year to Dominican Republic, to Haiti. Yes, to wash feet of all the kids, give away 1,000 pair of shoes. It's not a big publicized thing he does, because he really does it with his team. He wants it to be an intimate experience and not like a big media thing, right? And so because God gets the glory. And so, man, for him, to be a coach of his caliber, right? A one and done kind of guy. He has a lot of first round draft pick guys that comes out. And man, they just got back from the DR. He just did a big commercial with us. But one of the stories they was talking about was a first round draft pick guy. This kid, I can't remember his name, but he was washing the feet of one of the kids there, and they ran out of socks. And so he took his shoes off, took his socks off. They were all sponsored Nike socks and all.
Wow.
So he gave him his socks, but not only that, he went ahead and gave him his shoes too, and they actually fit the kid. And so they fit him, yeah. And so it was just one of those really like, wow, man, this is amazing stories. And no one told him to do it. And that was the thing. It was just he just felt it in his heart to do that. And so, parents that have kids that are athletes are looking for coaches that teach humility. And so that's why I believe he's going to be one of the greatest basketball coaches of all time, because he teaches his kids humility.
You've got a unique organization. These ladies got tons of questions.
Okay,
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a commercial break. We come back. These ladies will ask you tons of questions.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Do not go away.
Sweet.
We'll be right back with Breakfast with the Boss.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
CashmanBuysHouses.com. CashmanBuysHouses.com. You're facing pre-foreclosure. Maybe you've had a death in your family. Maybe the taxes are behind. Whatever the need is, if you need to sell your house, you need to sell it quick, CashmanBuysHouses.com. Go to our webpage. We buy houses nationwide. We've been featured on all the major media channels, outlets throughout the country. CashmanBuysHouses.com. We'll make you an offer today.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
There's a special place in the Woodlands where you can feel comfortable opening your business. We are located at 10210 Grogan's Mill Road. Our building has a unique Vedic architectural design with landscape grounds and lakeside views, on-site management, and maintenance. We also provide free Wi-Fi and the opportunity to promote your business on 91.1 FM The Boss. This wonderful location is near the Woodlands Mall, Market Street, and just minutes from Bush Intercontinental Airport. 10210 Grogan's Mill Road, the only social media building in the Woodlands. Don't delay. Schedule a tour today by calling 713-777-7368.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
Today with Cachet, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 10 to 10:30. 91.1 The Boss. Watch me live, Facebook, YouTube. Don't forget, 91.1 The Boss. Today with Cachet.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
H-Town is the most culturally diverse city in America. H-Town Award's sole mission is to celebrate the great diversity of our city. Our artists, citizens, and philanthropists and businesses are second to none. H-Town is the best city in the world, and our people are the best people on earth. Join us in celebrating all musical genres and the diversity of our beautiful city. H-Town Award Show, November 2019. We'll see you there.
For more information, follow us on social media at H-Town Awards or send us an email at info@htownawards.com.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
We are back with more of Breakfast with the Boss.
Welcome to Breakfast with the Boss. Hey, Facebook Live, Flo's with us. Woo! There you go. Good to see you this morning. Hey, let's go over here. Now, you have a ton of questions to ask Mythiker. Ask away.
I actually do. So, what projects are you working on right now?
Yeah, so some of the projects I'm working on now are, one is what we're doing with Samaritan's Feet. We're doing a big shoe drive. 13 million kids started school last year with no shoes.
Wow.
And so we're doing strategic partnerships with like NASCAR. We just did a big event with NASCAR where the feet went around the track with Cody, raised a bunch of money for shoes. So that's our big campaign is our shoe drive with Samaritan's Feet. What I'm doing with as far as like personal projects, I'm working with Grace. It's called Camp Grace out of Roberta, Georgia. Okay. And so Camp Grace is an absolutely amazing camp. It's for urban kids. It's the only camp in the United States that's for urban kids. And so it's a really amazing 5-star camp where kids get a chance to go to camp for a whole week and experience God's love. They get the gospel and God's love. How do you say no to Jesus after being loved on for a whole week? And so that camp averages about 70 to 80 kids, new believers, come to Christ every single week because they get a chance to experience God's love. So we want to do a Camp Grace Houston. And so I have my brother here. We're looking for 100 acres. Gary is the guy that's going to be spearheading the project. So if you know anyone that has some property, some land, just get with us, get with Gary, so that we can see if we can get this camp.
100 acres for
we're looking for 30 to 100 acres to build a camp because we want to build a Camp Grace Houston.
I got you.
Because they have a Camp Grace there that's debt free. We have some investors that we're going to be working with. And we're still looking for investors and strategic partners for it.
Because I know someone in that area.
Someone there, okay. Yeah. And so we want to do it between Houston, Dallas, Austin. Yeah, we kind of want it in a central area because we want to pull urban kids from Houston. We want to pull urban kids from Dallas and Austin area.
Now I see why.
Yeah,
everybody's coming together.
Everybody come together. Yeah. Yes. And so and just love on these kids and not like I don't know if you heard of Young Life. Young Life is another ministry. They've been doing camps, but their camps aren't just for urban kids. Their camps are Christian camps. They're really expensive. And so there's no way urban partners will ever get a chance to experience the love of Jesus through camps like that. And they've been around 85 years, so they set the mark. Camp Grace has only been doing this 15 years, but they're only located in Georgia. So
you guys cover the expense of them coming to the kids out there?
Yes, we get all our community partners to come together to pay the expenses for the kids to come to camp for 9 weeks. It's the only camp only camp in the United States that does that. So every week a different partner brings kids, about 100 to 180 kids to camp every single week for 9 weeks over the summer. Wow. And I tell you, they're at about 4,000 5,000 plus kids have came to Christ since the camp's been started. And it's beautiful. It's sitting on 300 acres debt free.
Wow.
300 acres debt free.
Awesome.
Yes. I mean, that's God.
That is God.
So when you ask for it, it provision is there. So that's what I'm asking for. I'm asking for 100 acres. We're asking for provision for the 100 acres so that we could tap into the urban community, create contagious positivity, love on these kids for a whole week so they can experience God's love. And so
you just said somebody's love.
Contagious positivity.
I
Yes,
love
sir.
That.
Yeah, I coined that phrase about 3 years ago. It's been our mantra.
Did you patent it yet?
I hadn't patented it, but you'll see it on all of our shirts. It says contagious positivity, spreading love, hope, joy, and compassion.
Oh, okay.
It's basically the love of Christ. Seeing everything as a positive moment, no negative moments in your life. They're all moments to build character.
Mither, you got an organization that is. I mean, you've just grown tremendously.
Yes,
but
sir.
I want to reverse the clock. We're talking about the organization. Let's talk about Mither. How did you get involved with this?
Yeah, so we'll go. Yeah, that's right. Let's go back. So about 10 years ago, I volunteered for a special needs organization, and I didn't realize it was a special needs organization at the time. I was actually making good money with Continental Airlines, and I got bored, and I wanted to go and volunteer with senior citizens. And the reason why I chose to volunteer with senior citizens is because at 12 years old, my mother abandoned me. She left me on Interstate I-10 and drove off. Now, I wasn't a troubled kid. I didn't curse. I didn't fight. I didn't cause any drama. She just had a mental breakdown and pulled over, told me to get out the car, and then that was it. That was the last time I saw her. Wow. And so I was 12 years old when that happened. And so between 12 and 17, you bounce around from home to home, and usually the people that take care of you are grandparents, right, or seniors from that perspective. And so I managed to make it through, and so when I got to a position that I wanted to volunteer and give back, it was for a senior community. And so so I looked up, it said adult care, and I was like, oh man, this would be really cool because they don't want to be called senior care, they want to be still adulting, right? And so I was like, that's the perfect place to volunteer for, right? You're gonna play checkers, backgammon, and hear some funny stories. And
Sweet Jesus.
yeah,
Make
and
a little fishy drill
a little
things.
fishy, yeah. Take the trash out and water the plants. So I was so I was looking forward to that, right? And so I walked into this place, and there were kids my age with special needs, and
oh really?
And I was like, wow, okay, so this is what adult daycare means. It means kids that are in their age, and so it shocked me, and I didn't know how to deal with that population. And my first experience with them was I was hesitant. I didn't know, because they had on helmets, tube feeding. They were stuff was going on, and I'm like in shock right now, like whoa. And so I didn't understand what behaviors were. I didn't, I just didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I was this guy that lived with flaps.
Yeah.
I saw something that looked different. I stayed in my lane. You know what I'm saying? I didn't engage that. And so now I'm here fully engaged.
And coming from what you just told me, being left on the side of the road at 12 years old,
yes, sir.
You go into this environment, did it sort of give you a little, I'm actually okay?
Yeah. Yes,
versus,
it did. Yes, it did. And,
wow.
and God was with me the entire time. And so I knew God, but I didn't have just a relationship with God. There's a difference,
Right.
And so so I knew He existed, and I had a sense of peace over me when I was there. And so I made it through lunch, and this is where it gets real, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm feeding, I'm getting these guys, and we get through lunch. And so the guy was like, yeah, all right, so we're gonna change the guys, gonna change their shirts and get them ready because it's time for getting ready to go home.
Yeah.
And so I go into the restroom with 2 bags, and the cool story is God fully equips you for the task. He gives you everything. He never puts nothing on you that you can't bear, right? And so He gave me the 2 backpacks, and I had 2 guys that were standing up, and they were nonverbal, and we went into the restroom. And the guy was like, okay, here's their Depends, their wipes, their Ags. And I was like, whoa, hold up. I didn't know I was going to be this equipped. You know what I'm saying? For the task at hand. And so I was struggling with pride issues. I was like, I'm not about to touch no another man. I'm not about to, this is way too much. And so that's when I knew God was real, because I heard His voice like that. And it was telling me, it was like, hey, Mythiker, you're one accident away from someone changing your Depends.
Yeah.
You're one heartbeat away from someone changing your Depends. You're one bad decision away from someone changing your Depends. And man, I broke down. I started crying. And I told God, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I thought I was above this. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was, that guy, and it really humbled me. And I know God was working, because those guys that were standing there were just laughing at me. They were just laughing at me, just pointing at me, just laughing at me, like, get him, God, get him. And so
that's like. Well, I mean, I knew there was a story on why because not just anybody could do what you've done.
Yes, sir.
It takes not that someone that had $1 million in their pocket couldn't do something like this, but it comes from different than pockets. It comes from the heart.
Yes, sir.
And so I knew there had to be a story that got you where you are today as this organization.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of people out there listening and watching this. How do they get involved in your organization?
Yeah, so just visit weseeabilities.org. They can go there. We have a subscription on there, so they can kind of subscribe. Or follow us on Facebook. Facebook is the easiest way to contact us.
Okay.
I help manage the page, so I get the messages directly. So you just go to We See Abilities on Facebook, We See Abilities on Instagram. You can pretty much We See Abilities anything. We're #1 on Google. So as soon as you type in We See we're pop up. I mean, we're like there, and everything about us pops up. And so just like our page, follow us, send me a message on Facebook, say, hey, I have children. I want them to volunteer. I want them experience humility. If you have a foot
I
washing
got
event
somebody,
coming
a
up.
friend of mine with a special needs child. I'm gonna have them contact you
Yeah,
directly.
yeah, please.
She needs help. Mythic or Pickett, we see abilities. Don't go away. We're gonna play some music. We come back. We're gonna talk a little more.
Woo!
Now we're gonna pop over DJ Travesty in the mix. DJ.
Sorry.
Best mixes in town with DJ Travesty.
We'll arise in our lives, but you gotta be smart about it. Celebrations with the guys I sacrificed, 'cause I knew you could not sleep without it. Meanwhile, I loved you. You were my girl. You see, thought the world of you, but you're so steady, baby. Yeah, yeah. It's okay, girl, 'cause I'ma be alright tonight. You don't have to go. It's okay, girl, 'cause I'ma be alright tonight. Oh, girl, your face is saying why. Tears and eyes, should have been more smart about it. Should have cherished me, listening to friends. Now it's the ending, and again, no story can end without it. Damn lie, I loved you. You were my girl. You see, thought the world of you, but you're so steady, baby. Yeah, yeah. It's okay, girl, 'cause I'ma be alright tonight. You don't have to go. It's okay, girl, 'cause I'ma be alright. I used to believe we were burning on the edge of something beautiful, something beautiful. Selling a dream, smoking mirrors keep us waiting on a miracle, on a